that?
Yeah.
Let's give her a hand. Gosh, love is everything. Let your heart clear your mind till you believe that love is everything. It stands beside us. It goes before us. It moves around us. It restores us. Love is everything. And don't we use the word love for God, the Creator, the divine? So turn to your neighbor and say, love is everything. Did you know that?
Love is everything.
Yeah. Love is my religion, right? So it is our foundation. And when we have that, we are solid as a rock, which is the title of my talk, which was also a song in the 80s. Oh, yeah. Solid as a rock. Yeah, whatever that was. So, I'm teaching this book study, as I mentioned, and the past week we also, one of the readings was from Dennis Merritt Jones, If Your Life Were a House. And it's about foundation, right? So he starts the chapter with a wonderful quote by Dr. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of our teaching in the science of mind. And Dr. Holmes said, "The wise one builds their house on the solid rock of truth, and not on the shifting sands of instability. They measure causes by effects and estimate reality with a capital R by that which is real and enduring. The foolish one, living only in sense perception, has no measure for reality and builds their home on false and erroneous concepts. And the unwelcome change fortune upset their frail building. The edifice falls about him or them in ruins. Truth alone endures." Period. And I would like to say, love alone endures. And this idea refers to when the teacher Jesus gave his followers a parable about the one who builds their house on a foundation of rock finds stability. And the one who builds on shifting sand is going to see it crumble and fall. So the rock is a metaphor for the truth that Jesus taught. And the house is a metaphor for our lives. And the shifting sand is a metaphor for an undisciplined mind. A mind that is focused only on egoic needs, and a mind that thinks in terms of duality and separation. Ego. Edging God out. Now, we do need an ego, but there's a balance. So Ernest Holmes also said, trained thought is far more powerful than untrained. Same thing as an undisciplined mind. And the one who gives conscious power to their thought should be more careful. Think about it. When we build our lives on a solid foundation of our connection with the God of our understanding, our lives are stable and unshakable, able to withstand whatever shows up. And when we affirm and stand on our values, we operate from a greater sense of integrity. Ernest Holmes viewed spiritual foundation as an inner state of consciousness rather than the physical structure. And he taught that the foundation of a purposeful life rests on two realities: that there's a divine loving presence and a universal law of good that reacts exactly to our thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. That's the basis of what we teach here. So think of your life like a house. And what type of foundation is it built upon? How many rooms rooms are in this house of yours? And what if we thought of the divine presence as our foundation, and each room is a different aspect of our life? So, for instance, there's the room of relationship, there's the room of career and finances, there's the room of physical health, and so on. The same foundation supports every room. So what if there's not more spiritual sense in one room than another? A life built on the foundation of the conscious awareness of God's love and presence in every room makes the entire house strong, stable, and able to withstand whatever confronts it. Think about that. Wow. So building this consciousness of awareness is truly building our house, our life, on solid rock. So have you built your life on rock or shifting sand? Just kind of notice that. No judgment, just to notice. How solid is your foundation? Do you give your power away to outside influences, to social media, to the news? Are you willing to get clear about how much of Spirit's presence is available in each of your rooms, in each area of your life? I remember years ago when I first started in this teaching, I took a course called Financial Freedom. And it was a basic science of mind course, long time ago. And I remember the teacher, the very first class, said that your relationship with money reflects in all your relationships. In other words, if you have a scarcity consciousness or a consciousness of lack, it will show up in every other room in some way. Wrap your mind around that. Because each of our rooms, our health room, our financial room, our career room, our relationship room, they're all supported by the same thing. And the good news is that if we are lacking, we can change that. We can make a commitment to draw or draft a new blueprint for our house, our life. I know that when we put God first, when we put love first, it changes everything. Love changes everything. She just sang about that. So affirm with me, I draft a new blueprint for my house.
I draft a new blueprint for my house.
And for each of you, that's going to be a little different. So back in April, I taught the accredited Science of Mind class called The Foundations of Science of Mind and Spirit. It's kind of the very beginning of the study. And the very last week, we talked about values. And I think values have a heck of a lot to do with our foundation. Because everyone is always operating from their values. The challenge is in understanding ourselves enough to know what our values are. Because our values are like a compass point that guides all of our choices. And they do create the foundation of our life. And they're the qualities of spirit that we most express, such as compassion, patience, creativity, joy, love. However, I don't know if you've noticed, but values differ from person to person. There's some values that are highly valued in our society, and there's others which aren't so much. But our values do determine our choices and our decisions and our actions, whether we're aware of it or not. So when we clarify our values, we begin to live with greater integrity, and we align our outer actions with our inner truth. Therefore, it's really important to spend some time reflecting and getting to know what values you hold near and dear to your heart. So in the class, we did an in-class activity where the students were given a page of over 100 values. There was a lot of them. And they were invited to circle 10 of them and do it quickly. So you didn't spend a lot of time. You just tried to read through it. Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that one. And then identify from that the top 5. So you ranked them in order of importance. And then they pulled out the top 5 values. And then they were invited to shape a personal purpose and mission statement. The why they're here and the what they are going to do. So our purpose, our why, is the heartbeat beneath everything else. It is our foundation. It's our rock. It's what keeps us going, what lights us up, what makes us feel fully alive. And the mission is about how we express ourselves through our choices. So I asked some of my class, the people that were in the class this week, and next week there'll be 2 others, to share what they came up with, their values and their mission and why statement. So Pam is going to share first.
That's not from our class.
First of all, 100 wonderful values. It was so hard to choose. But my first one was always be the first one, and that's love. For me, that's always been my top value. And then I chose unity, because that's where I'm at the moment. Spirituality, joy, and abundance. And picking abundance actually was hard for me. It's something I've been working on. So I saw that as an important piece to put in there. So my purpose is to grow and expand my awareness of spirit, to know my oneness and unity of all through love, joy, peace, and abundance. My mission statement is to live from a state of oneness, to create loving relationships, to embody and radiate unconditional light and love to all, to all and the world, and to keep expanding my knowledge to help others on their journey towards wholeness.
So we just support them in this, yes? So you're hearing it. It's powerful for them to share it. And Gavin is going to share his 5 values and his statement.
So, ranking from 1 to 5, that was daunting, by the way, to do that. Go through 100 because I felt like 75% that I wanted to from here. My first one is love. I think that makes sense. That's the foundation for everything. 2, authenticity, not only with myself, but with others. Louder. Say no. Authenticity, well, I'll start. Love, authenticity, faith, courage, and acceptance. Those are my top 5.
One more time.
No, I didn't hear the last one.
Love, authenticity, faith, courage, and acceptance. I am here to live with love, presence, compassion, and authenticity. My purpose is to show up fully for the people in my life, my family, friends, loved ones, community, and all those whose paths cross mine, with patience, kindness, understanding, and generosity of spirit. I strive to be a peaceful and uplifting presence to the world, someone who helps others feel seen, valued, appreciated, and loved. I believe that even the smallest acts of compassion, creativity, honesty, and human connection have the power to create meaningful change. I find my deepest joy and fulfillment in time spent with loved ones, animals, and nature in the nature world, in quiet moments of awe, reflection, laughter, and connection. I am inspired by the beauty of humanity, by creativity in all forms, and by the resilience and goodness that exists within people. I embrace life as a journey of continual spiritual growth and expansion. I honor both my strengths and imperfections, knowing that every experience serves a purpose in shaping me into the person I am becoming. I choose courage in the face of discomfort, resilience through adversity, and faith in the goodness that lives within myself and others. At my core, I am loving, honest, faithful, and compassionate spirit. I no longer seek permission from others to love myself or recognize my worth. I stand firmly in my center, grounded in self-awareness, gratitude, humility, and inner peace. My mission is to help lift up others while continuing to become the best possible version of myself. A person who lives authentically, gives freely, creates meaningfully, loves deeply, and leaves every person and place a little better than I found them.
I just have a little nervousness about that. Thank you, Gavin and Pam. Awesome. See what you get when you take a class?
Really?
It's powerful.
Yeah.
That's why we teach classes here, because it's really you doing the inner work to engage yourself in the outer world in a different way.
Was that foundations?
That was Foundations, yeah. Yeah. And it comes around once a year. Usually, this was April, but yeah, I'll be doing it again. So think about it. Are you living in sync with your values? And do you even know what they are? I will next time bring those 100 values and you can look at them. Because think about it. Have you ever considered what drives your decisions and behaviors? Is it outside influences, or is it your commitment to what you believe in? What if our values are our solid foundation and can guide us through life's complexities and help us make decisions that only bring us joy? The great teacher Brene Brown said, "Integrity is choosing courage over comfort. It's choosing what's right over what's fun or easy. It's choosing to practice your values rather than simply professing them." Oh, embody. Yes, that's such a good word. Embody them. Because we know when we're out of integrity. We know that. We feel it. So bless our hearts when we get out of integrity. We can come right back in. No, this is what I believe. This is my truth. I refuse to go that way. You know, in Ernest Holmes always had in a lot of his treatments was refusal. I refuse to do this. I choose this instead. So you have that power to refuse going down that rabbit hole or down that place that just doesn't feel good. I choose to practice my values. Let's say that together. I choose to practice my values. So when we practice our core values and learn to live from them, it's a transformative journey. Values keep us honest. Hear that? Because you won't do something that takes you out of integrity. Well, you might start to, but I think with this study, you're going to just come right back. And you'll say no. In the real world, we have to be with others who have different values and different opinions. I said that earlier. And spiritual living is about being in this diverse world of shifting values with understanding, wisdom, and grace. Hold it in the high watch. And trust, absolutely trust, that everything is working out for the good, despite appearances. I know these last month, little over a month now, I have definitely been holding on to that truth for me, that something is working out for its good in my life, since I'm missing part of it, who I shared it with. I go back all the time to the idea that love is my foundation. Even in grief, even in upset, love is our foundation. And love is a value. And what if that's all we need to be solid as a rock? That's all we need. So are you willing to pay attention to what your foundation is in life, your life?
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
and to shift it if it needs to be shifted, to get off that shifting sand. The undisciplined mind, I know none of you have undisciplined minds, but in case it comes up, you have tools. You have a tool belt to work with it, right? So are you in?
I'm in.
Are you really in?
I'm
Are you really, really in?